Hello, everyone. Welcome to episode 46 of the Generic Gaming Podcast.Mp3. My name is Logan Myrie, and as always, I'm joined by my esteemed co-host and sound engineer, Eric Kraus.
It's finally cold enough in our apartment that I can wear a sweatshirt.
Yeah, this shit's wild, dude. Normally, this whole summer, we were doing this and just sweating.
Yeah,
it was just
visibly.
like,
it was actually
we looked
awful.
Like gross, sweaty pigs. And
yeah.
now it's chilly, which is great.
I don't know if I'm sitting up more or if like my mic's just been slowly sinking over time. Hard to tell.
Yeah, it looks kind of weird.
Yeah,
Eric, we have a great show today. But before that, if you've enjoyed this show, if you've ever enjoyed this show, or you think maybe one day you'll enjoy this show, you should go rate us on iTunes. You should go subscribe to our podcast services everywhere. And you should tell all your friends about us. We are currently, at this very moment, 8 follows away from affiliate on Twitch.
It's so close, I could taste your mom feeling proud of you. That was weird. I don't like that. I like started mixing. Yeah, I'm gonna change that up. I don't like that either.
Just beep it.
Yeah,
just fucking beep that out.
I mean, I'm not gonna do that. That's like actual work I have to do.
I can almost taste the green ass money, Eric.
Yeah, that just grimy money.
Once affiliate comes, we can hire another person.
I don't know about that because we need to start getting paid ourselves. We don't even make any money.
No, yeah, that's true. This is actually a huge money sink.
Yeah.
A giant money and time sink.
Yeah, we're really in the red, honestly. For this.
Our stockholders not happy.
Yeah, they're not happy. Like they're like, you guys need to start bringing in any amount of money, or we're gonna back out. And we're like, we just keep lying to them. It's like a Ponzi scheme. We're using other people's money.
We're like the Firefest dude, where we're like, no. Like I swear to, like we're giving them fake documents and shit.
We're just straight up doing a pyramid scheme here. We're getting other investors so we could pay the previous investors off.
Yeah. I've taken out 7 credit cards.
Yeah. We're both just have massive credit card debt now.
Eric,
so give us the follow so we can get out of credit card debt.
Yeah, please give us a follow so that we can just pay off our loans.
Yeah. I like that line better. the credit card debt line.
Yeah. Give us a follow so we can get out of credit card debt. Eric, what have you been playing recently?
I've been playing a game called Remnant from the Ashes.
Game of the show. Eric, this is the game of the show this week.
Yes,
this is a rant. Let me just say, I have the utmost disdain for the title of this video game.
I don't get why you've been having such a problem with it.
It's like they said, okay, here, video game title generator.com. And they picked the most...
No, it's not that bad. It's not a knob switch kind of game.
It is the most generic, what the fuck is this game I've ever heard.
No, it's really not that bad.
You know how when Horizon Zero...
There's certain games out there where they literally pick 2 objects in a room. And that's what it is. Like, coat hanger fan. Okay, the fan, it's spinning coat hanger. That's what this game is.
And it's not even like Remnants from the... or Remnant from the Ashes or anything like that. It's Remnant... colon
yeah, it has a
from
colon.
the Ashes. So it's Remnant is the series of whatever the fuck this is.
Well, they
from
might
the
make
Ashes
it a series of games. Would it make more sense if they come out with another game after that's Remnant from the dirt?
I don't know, man. It's just like remember when Horizon Zero came out, Zero Dawn?
Yeah.
Like, what does this mean? This is not a good title.
But did Horizon Zero Dawn also have a colon? Or was it Horizon Zero Dawn?
It was Horizon Zero Dawn.
Right.
And everyone was like, what is this title, right? And it turned out to be a fantastic game.
Yeah.
And now, we all have great recognition of what that is. Mm-hmm. This game's even worse than that, where I'm like, I was trying to write it in the podcast document. Eric, what the fuck is this game?
You've had to ask me literally every time to find out the title of this game.
Because it's so forgettable.
It's really not that bad. Like... Even I blame my roles in chat says late for Embargo, the podcasting, the video game.
Yeah,
adding 2 colons.
That's basically what they did.
Nah, I just don't see why you're having that much of a problem with it.
All right, Eric, I haven't played the fucking game. I just want to hear your thoughts. Let's hear. What is it? Pitch it to me.
So you play as a remnant.
What does that mean?
You've emerged from the ashes. No.
God damn it.
So you play. I guess you do play as a remnant. I don't know. That's what they just call the dude you play as, and it's this. I saw the Kotaku article that was like talking about like it was like a Steam review roundup, and it's what they said in it's Dark Souls with guns without the Dark Souls. And I've been thinking about that. I'm like, Yeah, that's pretty accurate, and that's
So-
a better way that I could think to describe it.
So let me break this down. It's Dark Souls, meaning it's hard, right? It's a difficult game.
It's got that boss difficulty thing about it.
With guns, very obvious. Yes, it's got
you
guns.
got guns. You use
What
guns.
is the without the Dark Souls part?
It's without the Dark Souls in the sense that it just steals a lot of the elements from Dark Souls, but it doesn't have the actual Dark Souls-ness to it, you know?
So it's not like, there's a lot of the Soulsborne, copy kind of games. It's like, it's very clearly like the skeleton of a Dark Souls game, right?
Exactly. Because it's like you rest at checkpoints, which are essentially bonfires, and there's even the doors to bosses are the exact same way they're in Dark Souls, is where you walk up to a room that's gonna have a boss in it, and it has like that cloudy malaise over the door, right? Knowing, oh, I'm about to enter a boss room.
Does this feel like another knockoff kind of thing, or is it unique enough because of the guns and the environment and stuff that this feels like it's kind of its own thing?
I think it's able to stand alone by itself because of the gunplay. Like that is like the main like aspect of this game, is using your weapons.
So are the weapons pretty? Are they pretty tight?
Yeah, so I'm playing on PC, and so on mouse and keyboard it feels really good, and all the guns are, I haven't had all the guns I've been using, I haven't used them all yet, have been pretty good. Like, I've been enjoying every one of them. You can start out the game, you could pick your 3 classes, you could pick which one you want to start as. It basically it will determine your starting gear. What
are the classes? So
you have Hunter, Ex-Cultist, and then I don't remember what the third one's called, but it's basically like a brawler kind of dude. Like you get bigger armor, and then you kind of more focused on melee build. And so it really doesn't matter. That just means the first gear you're going to get. You can, like, immediately after the first mission, you can buy all the other armors in case you want to do those ones and not the one you chose. So I chose the Hunter because the Hunter had a focus on long range. So you have a hunting rifle that has like a good amount of distance to it. You can kind of snipe some enemies, and then you get like this automatic repeating pistol that you can also use. It has just a really high rate of fire, so you can really lay a ton of damage into enemies.
Now run me through is there a story? What are you running through this? Because there's multiplayer, right? So I just want to know, what's the environment like? What is, why are you fucking shooting things?
Okay, so it's post-apocalyptic. The world has ended due to this parasite called the Root. It's basically this plant fungus-like thing that has basically taken over the earth and has created these demon-esque monsters that are now roaming. And so humanity's very scarce and stuff like that. And so you're trying to take out this Root. And then you also end up going to other dimensions and stuff like that.
Okay, sounds very complicated.
It gets kind of complicated, right? But it's got that Souls-esque where it's not really, you're not getting cutscene after cutscene of like, here's the story. It's kind of lore building and world building, and you find little notes. You find people's remains and like a suicide note next to it or stuff like that. And so all the lore of the game is kind of hidden on the back end, and you kind of have to purposely seek out. And so the main story of the game you get through dialogue interactions with characters. And so your main character, you're trying to get to this lighthouse or like a tower or something. And you end up getting, the first mission you end up getting overrun, and then these like group of people come and save you. And then you help this group of people, and then now you have this kind of symbiotic relationship where you're each helping each other to progress in their own thing, and then the story branches out from there.
Okay, so I blame my roles in the chat. So it says, so is it like Destiny Dark Souls edition? Is it kind of a looter shooter? Like you're getting better guns?
It has this essence of a looter shooter, but not quite there. Like, you find guns and weapons very scarcely. It's not like you go and then...
So there's not that constant loot grind.
It's not that constant loot grind. Like, you get loot drops from bosses, and then you can also find loot drops in the world, but it's not like, say, like a Diablo 3, where you literally are just... You kill pretty much anything, you get drops. You find chests, like, constantly. It's not like that. You're getting armor and guns very rarely. And you often have to craft some things that you need, like, so like you don't actually get a weapon from the bosses when they drop, unless you do a special, because there's things called alt kills you can do on the boss, which I'll get into a little bit. But when you kill a boss, it will drop a weapon mod basically, and then you need that weapon mod and then a few other things to make. Then you go to this NPC called McCabe, who's the worst NPC ever in a game ever, and I hate her very much. And so
expound on that quickly. I know it's a tangent, but what?
Okay, well, she's just a horrible bitch all the time.
What?
Yeah, and so
I don't like the way you said it. Let's rephrase.
No, she's a bitch, and she even there's like a dialogue option, like, why are you so grumpy all the time? And she's like, it's a fucking post-apocalypse.
I mean, it's an apocalypse. Like,
I could be bitchy all the time. No, I don't expect her to be sunshine, but literally. There's like a dialogue trigger at a certain range around her character where she is, and even if you're not going to talk to her or anything, and you're just walking past her, because the actual good NPC you buy gear from that's fun and enjoyable to talk to, well, you're like, that's where you're going, but she'd be like, I don't feel like talking right now, and she'll just say mean shit all the time. It's like, bitch, I wasn't gonna talk to you, leave me alone, I'll come to you when I need a weapon made, and that's all I want. So I don't like her.
Damn, I don't like your assessment of this NPC, Eric. It seems a little jaded.
Yeah, well, go on the subreddit. Everyone hates her. Anyway, you go to her, and then you could craft these weapons, and then they are pretty powerful and like have their own specific ability. Like, I believe I killed the boss. I think it was the Ent, and he dropped like this plant mod, and so then I got basically this shotgun that allows me to have like a secondary fire on it that will shoot out this like kind of spore grenade that'll kind of go out and release a bunch of these spores that'll do damage to enemies. So the weapons have a good amount of variety into them, in where like it has like a primary rate of fire, and then like you could put mods in it that give it like a secondary fire mode. Because like I have another pistol that I'm using, this like 64 Magnum that I use, and it's just normal shots, but then I put this mod on them that like lights them on fire, and so now I could do fire damage and get like a burn on the bosses or enemies like that.
Okay, so are you running through like missions, or isn't there? I remember seeing something about like, is this kind of like is there some element of like procedural generation or something?
It's not really. It's like a roguelike procedural generation. It's not like No Man's Sky, where it's like literally building a galaxy around you just from an algorithm. Like it has it's like a built-in amount of variables, right?
Is it like Ape Out? Remember how each level kind of has like some very specific parts that are the same? Or
yeah,
something like
it's
that,
kind of like that. It has the roguelike element where it's not resetting every time you die and you go back in. Is once you spawn in for the first time, it generates this world. And so right now I have Earth and then the Labyrinth, and so like those are just the places I've been. And as soon as I stepped in, the world generated, and then that was my world, right? And so I could go back there. It'll all be the same every time I go back there for right now. And what you can do is I can go into world settings, which is an option, and then you have the option to re-roll your campaign. So there's really I haven't had any point to re-roll yet because I haven't beaten the game. So I'm just running through right now. But say when I beat the game, there'll be bosses I haven't fought, guns and rooms I haven't seen or gotten, and so that's when you re-roll your campaign, and so then you go back into the world, and it generates another basically world for you. Okay. That's like in different, and it has different form.
And there's multiplayer?
Yeah, it's co-op. It's not like versus multiplayer or anything, although I guess it could technically be because there's friendly fire, so I guess you could fight your friends if you wanted to.
Cardboard Cutouts in chat says, do all guns clip through your clothes? This must be in reference to...
Yeah, so I streamed this game last week on either Friday or Saturday for about 4 hours, so if you want to like see some gameplay, it's in our Twitch archives. But yeah, Cardboard made a comment about... because I was wearing like a cloak, and then so like the gun on his hip was clipping through the cloak as he ran. It's just a small thing.
Well, this is a smaller team, right? They don't have...
so it was made by Gun...
insanely polished?
It's pretty polished, other than like weird graphics, things like that. It's the gameplay is tight, and that's all I really care about. It was made by Gunfire Games, the people who did Darksiders, either 2 or 3, I can't remember, but yeah, it was made by those people, and it was a relatively smaller team. But I mean, the game's been fun to play. I've been
it seems like it's blowing up. I want to know a little bit more about like the bosses. How many bosses have you fought? Like, what's your experience been like with those enemies?
Okay, so I think I've fought 5 bosses now. Or no, I think I've done, I don't know, I've either done 3 or 4 bosses, and then I've done this like kind of protection area where I just had to fend off enemies. And so each boss, this is where the soulsness of this game comes in, right? Is that going up to usually the boss rooms, I usually have no problems because like I level up my guns to a point where I can one-shot like some of the ads. Some of the ads get a little trickier as you get later in the game, obviously, but I was just one-shotting for a while, and then I got to the boss room and it's like, wow, I'm doing 0 damage to the boss. And so a lot of the boss fights for me have just been a lot of a test of endurance, right? It's I have to go for as long as possible, as long as I can kill the boss, pretty much, until I kill the boss. And I just have to go as long as possible without making mistakes, right? Like, that's how it feels to me every time I'm in a boss fight. There's certain mechanics that you can get down pretty easy. I think in this game, compared to games like if I'm comparing this to Sekiro, this game's vastly easier, right? Because like in Sekiro, there's so many more variables you have to be paying attention to, right? Because you could parry, you could dodge, you can like reflect their stuff.
So is this game kind of run, dodge, shoot kind of thing?
Yeah. So in this game, it's much easier to read the bosses, right? Because all you have is your roll. Basically, you can roll left, right, forward, back, and you could also do a back pedal, which is also helpful. And so, but it's very easy because these bosses have these big animations that you can read and when to dodge. So once you get them down, it's not that hard. Where the boss fights have been getting tricky and what I kind of don't like about them is that a lot of the boss fights just have an insane amount of ads spawn with them.
And ads are like the small grunt enemies?
Yeah, all the little grunts that spawn with them, and some of them get ridiculous with the amount of things. So that's where it becomes, how long can you go without making a mistake? Because you have to be watching the boss, because they'll kill you in pretty much a hit, or like, especially if you're not at full health, they'll pretty much kill you in a hit. So you have to be making sure you're dodging, but you also have to be making sure you're killing ads. And so I get why they're in there, because you need the ads to get ammo, because you have very little ammo in this game. It's not enough to say that there's ammo scarcity, but if you're not like smart with your ammo, you will run out of ammo. And so a lot of the ads are there because they drop your ammo that you need to pick up. But some of them just like get ridiculous. Like I fought this boss last night that took me a couple tries, called the Harrow, which is like this big weird demon dude that had really long claws, and he did like slash attacks toward you, and like they go for multiple ones. Really easy to dodge because you just dodge into him and then you're behind him and his momentum carries us forward, and so you can turn and shoot him in the back. But with him, he had just like, his like mechanic was he'd attack you for a little bit and then you'd run away, and a bunch of ads would swarm in, and I'd have to kill the ads very fast before he came back in. Otherwise, you quickly get overwhelmed with having to deal with ads and dealing with the Harrow. And so much so that I'm like, it would be ridiculous to try to play this game like solo on a controller. Like, I don't know how you'd be able to do it. Okay. Because like on mouse and keyboard, I can do a 180 just with like the flick of my wrist, right? Because just I have so much more control that way. But like on controller, you'd be spinning around. Like the amount I'm spinning around, I just wouldn't be able to do on a controller. But this game also has co-op to it, which you can go in and do these boss fights with your friends, and I think that would make it a ton easier. Like I've just been playing solo, which it's been fine. I think I would kind of want the game to be a little bit harder, but like I don't want to ramp my difficulty up because I know it just gets insanely harder if you do that. Whereas, so like maybe if I was doing co-op, it would be nice to do it like on a harder difficulty, and that way it would have more of a challenge in like the normal stuff. Because like the boss fights are hard, but they're hard just because you get overwhelmed and you have to just be constantly.
Yeah, so you think it'd be a lot easier maybe with another player.
Yeah, because you could have one person doing boss DPS and another person doing ad clear, and there you go. You're pretty much set. You just both have to be making sure you're dodging and good on ammo. And if you have a good coordination with whoever you're playing with, then it'd be perfectly fine.
So, have you found anyone to play with at the moment, or are you just playing all solo?
I've just played all solo. I was talking about my friend Jake, and he was thinking about getting it. So I'll probably try co-op within the next few days. And maybe I can update on next week. I don't know if he'll get it though, because he's been having internet problems and stuff like that. So we'll see. We'll see if he gets it, and I'll play co-op. I'll maybe do an update on how co-op is. But the game's been it's been weird in the sense that I've been enjoying myself, but like I'm on the subreddit, and like I looked at Steam reviews because I was trying to I don't know what I actually think about this game, because there's a lot of it I love, and then there's a lot of things where I'm like, this is kind of lame. Because like one of the things I think is lame is I'm gonna compare it to BioShock really quick. Is in BioShock,
tall order there.
Yeah, I'm just an aspect of BioShock. In BioShock, you go around and like literally, I've talked about this before. Is BioShock taught me the game mechanic of looking in every crook? No, it's not crook.
Yeah, it is.
Is it crook and cranny?
Yeah, crook and cranny.
That sounds weird to me, because like a crook would be like a crime.
No, I think it's like a corner.
Okay. Anyway,
I think it's crook and cranny.
If it is crook, then it taught me how to look in every crook and cranny. That sounds not right at all.
Whatever. Every fucking corner. All right.
Yeah, it taught me how to look everywhere. Right.
And nook and cranny.
Nook. I knew it wasn't right.
Chat.
Thank you, chat. Nook and cranny, and you'd be rewarded, right? You'd find ammo. You'd find power. Whatever the heroin things were. And it would be kind of rewarding to look all over the place. And in this game, you look, it's like it wants you to look in every nook and cranny, but it doesn't reward you for looking there. Like every so often you'll find a tomb of knowledge, which will give you basically a trait point, which you could put. Trait points are for your traits, which are like passive skills. Okay. And so it'll give you a trait point, which you could do, which will level up. So like traits, you can get more health, get more stamina, make your moves take less stamina. You could make your reload faster and stuff like that. And so it's like sweet when you get that. It's like, oh, okay, that was a reward. And then other times you find scrap, which is the currency in the world. And then you also find iron and forge iron, which are for upgrading weapons and stuff. But you find all this stuff so like scarcely and so rarely that it's like every time I'm spending just time walking all around the map, like looking everywhere, that it just seems the amount of time to the amount of reward I'm getting is like disproportionate. Okay. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It seems like I should be getting a lot more for the amount of time I'm spending looking. Which that's one of my biggest problems been so far, is like I constantly feel like I'm wasting time just looking for stuff. But I need stuff, and I know looking I'll eventually get rewarded, but it's not rewarding me in a satisfying number of ways. So I wish that's so far been my biggest problem. That and the boss fights are just have monster closets in them that seem a little unfair. Which that's another thing too with the ads I'll go into is the ads, like the boss all have their recorded animations. You can read them, you can practice and get good at them. But like there isn't a dedicated spawn point for a lot of the ads. Like for the Ent fight I was talking about, where I got that gun, is his ads for him were these exploding fungus creatures that would run at you and basically blow themselves up and they do a ton of damage to you. But like they don't have a designated spawn that like, okay, cool, I did some damage to the boss, let me look at these spawn points, see if the enemy is coming. No, they just show up on the map. So it was often I was like, cool, doing damage to the boss, I turn around to run away, oh, there's an enemy right there, and I would blow up. Okay. And I'm like, okay, cool, I survived that one. I turn around again, another enemy is just spawned next to me and is blown up. And so like I was getting, like the Ent fight is what took me the longest, and I was getting so annoyed fighting this dude, and so my only way to beat him was I just left and grinded a bunch of levels so I could just do an insane amount of damage to him so quick that the enemies didn't matter. Okay.
So overall, do you recommend it? Do you think that you're going to stick with it for a while longer? How are you feeling?
Yeah, I'm going to stick with it until Borderlands 3. I'm going to hope that I can beat it. I'm going to do just one playthrough. I don't know. The game does have the potential for more longevity because of the whole re-rolling stuff and getting everything, but I'm not a completionist in the sense that I need to go get every weapon. I'm not completionist with Souls games because it's just, they get taxing and stressful. And when we were talking about
Who needs more stress, right?
Yeah, exactly. When we talked about Sekiro, I said, I'm pretty sure I'm done with hard games. And then here I am playing this game, but it's not been so hard that I'm like, I'd need to be done with this game. But yeah, I think I'm going to play it until Borderlands 3 comes out because it's kind of satisfying that itch right now of having a looter shooter-esque game and like having really good gunplay. Like the game plays great. Another good thing about the game is that it's only $40. So I think that's really helpful. It feels like a $40 game to me though. So take that as what you will. Like this isn't some big AAA game. Like I think this sits in that AA niche. You know, it doesn't like the clipping through the. It's like the gun clipping through the clothes in that sense. You know,
Okay.
It's just like that layer of unpolishedness on it where it leaves you wanting more from it, but it satisfies you and can be your entertainment for a while. You know.
Okay. Eric, I want to move on to hot topics. The first hot topic, we have a couple of them. Two from our community and one from me. The first one, a pretty short one probably, Cardboard Cutouts, wants us to talk about the Shovel Knight spinoff. And, well, his question was, are you guys going to talk about the Shovel Knight spinoff? My answer, I never beat Shovel Knight. It was fun while it lasted. I have no interest in going back to that. I know it's a great game. I know everyone loves that game. I haven't even seen the trailer, honestly.
I didn't even realize until Cardboard posted in our Discord that there was going to be a Shovel Knight spinoff. So good for the people that like Shovel Knight. I don't really care.
Yeah. Cool. I know that Yacht Club or whatever, sweet developer. I liked what I played of Shovel Knight. That's just not, I just think that's not my kind of game. I Blame My Role says, what games need to be on the N64 Classic if Nintendo makes one?
Every single one of them.
All of them?
Yep.
Do you have a lot of nostalgia for the N64?
No, not really. I didn't have an N64.
Really? Okay.
But obviously all the Mario games need to be on there.
So like Mario 64?
Yeah.
And Sunshine?
Yeah. Was Sunshine on 64?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was, yeah. I don't know. Just put all of them on there.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Just put all of them?
All the big ones, not like all the really random, obscure ones no one remembers.
Ocarina of Time, obviously.
Yeah.
GoldenEye, if they can do it, if that's possible.
That'd be
the
pretty
rights
sick.
on that one, I think, is weird.
Yeah, good luck. Sunshine was on GameCube, not 64.
Shit, I'm an
yeah,
idiot.
that's what I thought.
Yeah, I'm an
But
idiot.
then I'm like, was Sunshine not GameCube a remake? And that's why I was like,
yeah, my bad. I don't know why I thought it came out. There was a Tom and Jerry game that I had on my N64 that I remember having a shit ton of fun with. So I would like
so you
that
want that one back?
I want that
I even
game
had
back.
a Tom and Jerry game on my Game Boy. I didn't have one on the 64 though. I didn't have a 64.
I'm trying to think of other N64 games I played.
Blame Rosa Superman 64. I'm pretty sure that's one of the worst games ever made. So yeah, might as well put it on.
Yeah,
there.
might as well. It's a time and place kind of thing, huh?
Yeah. I wonder if there's speedrunners for Superman 64 and how much they hate themselves.
I don't know. I'm trying to think of other games. I had a 64. I'm trying to think of games I played on it though. I really feel like I only played GoldenEye. Like I played GoldenEye so much.
Yeah, I mean that was a big one. Like if they could get that on the Switch, even though I feel like there's a lot of rights issues.
That game definitely doesn't hold up. Like,
yeah,
let's be real.
Well, I know, but I think a ton of people would
the
have
whole
so
like
much nostalgia for that
because it only had one stick, right? So you moved with the one stick and you'd look around with the shoulder buttons. Not a great way to play the game.
Yeah, exactly. Banjo-Kazooie, that could be a good one.
Yeah, see, I never played the Banjo-Kazooie games either.
And Banjo-Tooie. Well, I feel like you go with the series, right?
Yeah, so I guess my big ones: the Tom and Jerry game, Ocarina of Time, and
Mario 64.
And Mario 64 and GoldenEye. That's
Yeah.
what I'd say. Anything else is
Alright.
extra goodies. Eric, I rushed through those a little bit because I have a very important hot topic to talk about. This one needs some background. I have recently fallen back into a Harry Potter phase. I am now a teen who loves Harry Potter. I'm an annoying Harry Potter teen.
Are you? You're not a teen anymore.
No,
so-
I'm in that mind state.
Oh, okay.
Right?
You're going back to being a teen.
I'm regressing because I have
Okay.
so much nostalgia for this series.
Yeah, right.
And I remember like I'd go see the movies right when they came out,
Mhm.
and I
Yeah,
never
I saw Deathly Hallows Part 1 in IMAX, and then I
Oh,
saw
okay.
Deathly Hallows Part 2 opening night, the midnight release. The
So-
only midnight release movie I've ever gone to.
hell yeah. So and I remember ABC Family would have like the Harry Potter weekends, and I remember
Oh
like,
yeah, always
chill-
before Christmas.
yeah, chilling with my mom, and we'd watch them like all weekend, and it was a great time. And I have so much nostalgia for this series, but I haven't watched them in forever, and I've never read the books because I was like I don't want to read the books. I've already seen the movies.
Yeah, you already know what's happening.
I already know what's happening, right? I read 7 because that movie hadn't come out yet, so it was weird. I've only read 7.
No, that seems weird.
So recently, I'm gonna read all the Harry Potter books, and I'm gonna rewatch the movies. So Macy and I.
Well, first off, the biggest betrayal in Late for Embargo history, I hear, is you're like, hey, I want to rewatch all the Harry Potter movies. I'm like, yeah, that sounds sick. Let's do it. And then you proceed to do it without me.
Well, okay, Eric, you brought this upon yourself because I said, okay, but you said, I only want to jump in at 3.
Yes.
At Prisoner of Azkaban.
So
I don't want to see the first
1 and 2 and then save the rest when I can watch them with you.
So I watched 1 and 2, and then it was in my veins, and Macy and I have since, we did it in 5 days, watched all 8 movies.
Bullshit.
And so
dumb.
While I was doing it, I felt bad, and I was like,
good. I hope you felt guilty every time you turned the next one
I did feel guilty, but quickly I was like, whatever, he'll get over it. And so now I'm reading the second book at the moment. I haven't had a ton of time to read because I've just been watching the movies.
Yeah.
But I wanted to bring this up mainly because I didn't have anything else to talk about. I've been brainstorming. There have not been, in my opinion, many good Harry Potter games. I really haven't played very many.
The Lego Harry Potter game is the only game I can think of that I liked that was a Harry Potter game.
Yeah, right.
And even that one had a lot of problems.
A lot of like shitty movie tie-ins. Macy always talks about playing the Chamber of Secrets game, which she said actually is very good, and I looked and it has kind of a cult following. Apparently it's fun.
The movie tie-in?
Yeah,
Chamber
the movie tie-in.
The Activision one?
The Chamber of Secrets, yeah. Apparently it's actually kind of good and fun.
Huh.
But
maybe we'll have to play it.
I've been brainstorming. There needs to be... what does a AAA Harry Potter game look like to me? And I know that there's been like the leak, right, of like the one that is potentially coming out at some point in the future, right? Remember that leak? And... I've been brainstorming my brain. I didn't want to come up with like basic, I just want the movies in game form, right?
Yeah.
And so I was like, what kind of things could we make in games that would add to the lore, right? And here's what I'm going to pitch to you, Eric. And you can pick which one you feel the best about. You can jump in with your own pitches.
Okay.
My first idea, and I think this one's the most realistic to what I think a Harry Potter game could look like, and I think this would be a fun one. So it's kind of it's unrelated to the Harry Potter movies, right? Harry Potter's not in it.
Yeah,
this needs to be in the universe. That's one of my caveats. I don't think
it at Hogwarts.
Yes, it's at Hogwarts. It's an RPG.
Before or after Harry fights Voldemort?
I'm gonna say maybe after. I think after is good because
the fall of
things
Voldemort.
have settled down, right? And maybe it can be even immediately after, like 5 years in the future or something. And you start. And you're 11, and you create your own character, right? Mm-hmm. You create the character, your appearance, you go and you answer like a little questionnaire. You get sorted.
Okay.
Right?
So you just do your sorting hat quiz?
Yep, basically? You do your sorting hat quiz, like the Pottermore quiz and stuff, and you get sorted into a house.
Okay.
And then from there, it's the castle is this open world, right? Think about it like a Metroidvania. There's all these spots that look like if I had a spell in my arsenal, I could open that, right? And I could get through there. And that could lead me to some other secret. I'm going to class. I'm learning new things. I'm learning new spells. There's obviously a plot surrounding this, right? Maybe the Slytherins are up to something or some shit like that.
Yeah, what's the conflict here?
Well, I haven't gotten to that. This is the game concept, right?
Okay.
and so you progress, and it's like it goes kind of each chapter is like a year by year. It's kind of condensed a little bit or whatever. Mm-hmm. And I just really like the concept that Hogwarts is like this Metroidvania open world map, right? Where there's all these things that like you can't really get to yet because you're not like, you don't know the spells or anything like that. And I was trying to think, because I don't love the idea that it's like this like third person shooter, like you're shooting stupefies and stuff. There's all these dark wizards. I just don't think that's that compelling. I don't know. So
what's the gameplay then for the game?
So like it's mostly puzzle solving. Like you're going and you're learning, and there's obviously a plot that kind of drives us all, and maybe there can be a little bit of like dueling and shit like that, or fucking Quidditch and broom riding and stuff like that. But it's mostly like you're trying to explore Hogwarts and like learn the fucking ins and outs of this place and the lore and all the history there and stuff, and it kind of goes and whatever. And so that's my first idea. Okay.
And
I'm
not married to it. I feel like
I started with this one because I think that it's the least interesting.
Okay, yeah, this one sounds least interesting to me. Is because it just doesn't seem like there's anything to drive you forward. Like why would I be locked out of these places at Hogwarts?
Because you don't know the spells, Eric.
Yeah, but why would they lock some of these parts behind?
Eric,
spells?
every fucking Harry Potter movie has, in the first movie, he goes, "Do not go up to the third floor if you do not wish to die a death."
Yeah,
or
so don't go up to the third floor.
Well, yeah, but then they go up there, and that's where the fucking Sorcerer's Stone is, Eric. There's always secrets to find.
Yeah, but like, what's the payoff to finding these secrets in the game?
Eric, we'd figure it out, okay?
Okay.
And listen,
let's hear the other pitches.
all right. My next one is basically just Fire Emblem, but it's Harry Potter, okay?
Yeah, this is where I
so
thought you were
it's a
gonna go with
strategy.
the first
It's a
one.
strategy game, and you know you're doing these you're controlling your wizards. There's wizard battles and shit. You're out there fighting the dark forces.
Okay.
Maybe it's
Harry Potter, a different story, or it's
again. I don't. And none of these games should have Harry Potter
at
in
a
them.
differall school or at Hogwarts.
At Hogwarts, they're all. At Hogwarts.
They're all at Hogwarts.
They're
You
all
don't
at
go to a
Hogwarts.
different.
We don't care about
Russian
anything
school?
else.
We don't go to the American school or the
no.
Russian
I don't
school?
even know anything about Fantastic Beasts, and I don't care to. So it's all at Hogwarts, right? And in between, you're doing all this leveling up. You're leveling up your people. They can. Oh, you're gonna go to potions class because you're gonna learn how to do all these cool potions.
So it's
and
just 3 houses.
And
Harry
you're gonna
Potter
go to
skin.
basically, but with Harry Potter. And I think that'd be fucking sick, right? And I think that it could make a pretty cool strategy game.
Yeah.
And it doesn't have to be all like. Because I think another interesting part is that, like, obviously you're not supposed to kill. It's not like they're fucking out here using Nevada Kedavras and shit.
Mm-hmm.
So you got to be a little creative with it, right? You're going to entangle this guy and do all that stuff. I think it could work pretty well. I think it'd be fun. And I think it works well with the, like, you're leveling up stats, right?
Yeah.
And this person's really good at broom riding, so they have, like, a lot of fucking range or whatever. It's like the dragon, the horse characters and shit.
Yeah, you could very easily, you're out of school, you could very easily just make this 3 up.
Yeah, exactly. I honestly feel like it could even be like a mod. I feel like this could be a Fire Emblem mod.
Just do this on Steam. If it was there.
My last idea, and I think this is the best idea. And listen, I'm prefacing all of this with saying, like, I understand games are hard to make. This all sounds super complicated. Never gonna happen, probably.
All right.
This is just like my dream Harry Potter games. This last one, I came up with it. I went, this is pretty fucking good, actually. This one, nothing to do with Hogwarts. You are an agent at the Ministry of Magic.
So you're an aura?
I see. Here's the thing. I've now watched all the movies. I don't remember what an aura is.
Okay. It's basically like they're the police of the Ministry of Magic.
Yes, you're an aura, and your thing is like fucking you're covert, and it's like a stealth game, Eric, kind of.
Okay.
And it's like I'm envisioning this is during the first rise of Voldemort.
Okay.
Before the Harry shit goes down.
All right.
So he's like coming into power. He's out here fucking murdering dudes. He's gathering armies and shit. And you're out here, and you're going on different kind of like stings, right, to arrest like parts of Voldemort's fucking army and shit, his lieutenants and stuff. And it is like a third person shooter, so you're out there like you can do the whole Russian like fucking stupefy and try to take out all these dudes, but they're probably gonna kill you.
Yeah.
So you can also, it's like you sneak around, it moves around, you can move around, you're climbing around and stuff. It's not just magic, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you're going and you sneak up on a guy and you fucking, he's near some vines and you fucking entangle him or whatever, and he's like, whoa, and he can't talk. And so you're sneaking through these environments very Assassin's Creed like, and then but you're doing these like takedown spells and shit, and there could be like dueling mechanics and all that. Like I just think this sounds fucking sweet, and it has nothing to do with the like Hogwarts shit.
Yeah,
it's all like you're this like cool stealthy agent wizard.
Yeah, that would be fun.
And I think, and then honestly, it's coming, right? Like you're like Voldemort's coming to power. You're gonna fucking croak, and that's like the whole cool thing where it's like you're getting there, your character fucking eats shit
so
at the end.
you're gonna die. Well, you might not, since you're not a main character of the Harry Potter universe.
Yeah, that's true. But I just am like, I don't know. I just think that'd be cool. Like maybe he fucking tries to square off against Voldemort or something. He narrowly escapes. Like, and I'm imagining it like kind of very close third person camera.
Over the
like
shoulder.
and it kind of moves to me like 1313. Remember that trailer? Like I just feel like I'm imagining kind of like that. I just think, I don't know, man. I wish that was a thing. I just wish we knew, like I wish we had more of that kind of stuff. Like everything doesn't need to be about fucking Hogwarts.
Yeah, so the game I thought of is at Hogwarts.
Okay.
Or it could be a different school. I haven't decided yet. But I'm basically going to go year round, steal just straight from a game. It's basically Persona 5 with a Hogwarts skin. Is that you play as your student or whatever. Maybe we literally just straight up copy Persona and you're transferred to Hogwarts or some shit. I was also thinking, third person combat. That's what we all want. That's the easy one. So I'm like, okay, we're gonna just steal more for Persona, have it be turn-based combat. and you have like your little posse that you could go around and you make friends as you're at like go around Hogwarts. And so there's a bunch of like dialogue options with characters, and you form relationships with all these different characters, and you kind of just form your group with them, and then some conflict comes in and like that, and so like you have to go and just try to stop it, and you and your group, and so you have your party that you could have like your healer and support like and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Just Persona 5, the Harry Potter game.
Okay. See, dude, I'm so invested in this, like, Uncharted, like, fucking super set pace based, like, all this crazy shit's happening, and you're fucking casting spells.
I do think that could be pretty cool.
And you're,
kind of gritty, kind of the Harry Potter game. Where
and there's all these dimentors, and you cast a fucking Patronus charm, and like, man, I don't know. I just think that'd be so cool, like this high production, like, and it's not even like this is something that would be like a super risky move, right? Like Harry Potter is a huge IP, an insanely giant IP. There are people who I would bet who are big enough Harry Potter fans would like fucking buy consoles to play this game, right?
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
Like Harry Potter is an insanely valuable IP, and I just can't. It's strange to me that we haven't gotten some like big budget game.
Yeah, well, because it's a licensing.
Yeah.
issue.
Oh yeah. I mean, I'm sure J.K. Rowling's like kind of got that shit tight because obviously, it's But listen, they made those Fantastic Beasts movies. I don't think people think like
I watched
the
second one over the weekend.
Did you?
Yeah. So fuck you. I watched Harry Potter movie.
Okay. Was it? See, I don't want to watch
it. Wasn't good. I watched it in 2 parts because it was just really long. I watched like half of it, and then I got drunk, and then I finished the next half of it the next day. And I was like, wow, I couldn't imagine sitting through this thing all the way through. It wasn't good.
See, I watched the first Fantastic Beasts, and I remember thinking, all right.
Also not good, yeah.
It was fine.
They also should have kept Colin Farrell. He's like Johnny Depp plays
Grindelwald.
Grindelwald, yeah. And I'm like, man, I just like Colin Farrell way better as this role. Him and Newt had way better chemistry, I think.
Yeah, see, I don't know, man. Maybe one day I'll watch it. It kind of just sucks because it's like those 8 movies are so fucking cool, and like they mean so much to me specifically. And I wish that we'd learn more about this world and like get more about it. And it's
like J.K. Rowling should just write another book.
It kind of, dude, like I don't know, man. It stings like as much as the prequels, like the Star Wars prequels, where it's like this isn't what we wanted. This isn't what we wanted at all.
Yeah. It's not. They're not that bad though.
No, I'm sure
they get you Harry Potter nostalgia because like who's the immortal dude in Harry Potter that's Dumbledore's friend?
Fuck, what's his? God, Eric.
Yeah, that he ends up having to get killed because something or
yeah, because of the Sorcerer's Stone. He was the dude who made the Sorcerer's Stone.
Yeah,
I don't remember his name.
Yeah, like that dude's in the second Fantastic Beasts. Like he's a character and does stuff in that, so it's pretty cool.
I want to point out that it's funny that Cardboard Cutouts literally talked about.
You literally pitched the same thing you did.
Yeah, but I wasn't looking at chat when I did that, so I didn't steal it from him. I promise. But we both.
Well, you also said it before he posted in chat, so he probably just stole it from you.
Yeah, it's true.
Your unoriginal idea, he stole.
Yeah, I don't know, man. And I also thought it'd be cool. I had another game pitch where I was like, I don't know, I'm not really that invested in this one. Where it'd be like kind of a Force Unleashed deal where you're playing like a powerful.
Oh, that one would be fun. Like
and
you're insanely powerful.
And then you can do like Avada Kedavras and just fucking kill people and do all this horrible shit.
That could be cool if it's like karma based, so you could either be good or bad.
Yeah.
That'd be pretty sick.
Yeah, and so I mean, even if you do like the RPG, I really think that that it sounds like that Harry Potter game that they're working on is kind of the first one I pitched, except there will obviously be like combat and shit.
Yeah.
Where it's like you're creating your own character and shit. But I really think that'd be cool. It's like, well, which one are you gonna do? Are you gonna kill people or which way are you gonna go?
Obviously gonna go around killing students.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just interested. I just think that it's such a rich IP, and I just wish there were better games. Apparently, I looked up what are the best Harry Potter video games, and there's a Quidditch game that apparently is very fun.
Quidditch game, yeah, that could be fun.
I bet it'd be fun. I would dig
I know it's probably also a licensing issue, but like I feel like Rocket League would make they could make a Quidditch variant. Like I feel like using the Rocket League mechanics,
Maybe, I don't know. I'm sure it's a little different.
Yeah, I know, but like it has like kind of that kind of same gameplay, right?
Kinda, yeah.
I think they could do a good job.
There's also the Snitch and the Bludgers and shit.
Oh yeah, but I feel like the Snitch would be I guess how big of a team base would it? Because you would have to program like the computers to do stuff.
It's 7v7.
Yeah. See, I don't know. You get complicated. This is why we aren't game designers.
All right. Well, that's right. We just pitched these games. Someone can take them, please.
Yeah, make them.
I was thinking about it though, dude, and I was like, honestly, I would love to write because it's such a rich world, and I feel like there's enough there to like branch off and still feel like a Harry Potter thing, and so I'm just like I would love to write something like that.
Make a fan fiction.
Yeah, see, I've never it always feels like I don't want to make fan fiction.
Yeah, might as well just write your original.
Yeah, I'm gonna write some original shit.
Yeah,
I don't have nothing against fan fiction. I'm sure there's great stuff. I've just never gotten into it. Like I'm very I don't know why canon means a lot to me, where I'm like, I'm not fucking reading anything else because it's gonna taint my ideas.
Yeah.
Anyways, everyone, this has been the Generic Gaming Podcast.Mp3. Thank you so much for listening. Please tune in next week when Daniel Radcliffe comes on the show to tell us what we fucking know. We know nothing about Harry Potter, and then he talks about how cool it was to shoot those movies for that much time.
Do you think he regrets it? Do you think any of the actors regret it?
No, because they're all rich as hell. So no.
Yeah, like Emma Watson, she's rich as hell. I'm actually doing cool activist shit. Rupert Grint's giving ice cream to just children or some shit. And
I will say
Daniel Radcliffe's just making bad career choices.
No, he's doing indie movies and shit. Like he's on Broadway.
Only that one movie was really good. Swiss Army Man. And he doesn't even say lines in that movie. He just acts as a dead body.
I mean, he did some Broadway shit. I don't know, man.
Did he? Was it good?
Yeah, he did they did one of his play. Like the play he did was like how to be a fucking successful businessman or whatever, and they did that show here.
Oh.
Anyways,
did he write that or just was in it?
What?
Did he write that or was he just in it?
No, I think he was just in the original
okay.
version. Anyways, we love you. Unless you suck, in which case we don't, and you should probably work on that. Have a good one.